It's your girl, Lou Pac, baby. From the boot where the real ones talk slick and walk heavy. She don't do rumors, she do receipts. If you said it, she got it. If you did it, she show it. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah. Straight out of Louisiana, she don't duck, no smoke. Call her the queen of receipts, she keeping folks woke. From fake friends to baby daddies getting exposed. If it's messy, she gon' clean it up, real talk mode. Independent, raw and loud with it. She ain't scared of nothing, she proud with it. So if you coming fake, don't step in her lane. She call names and receipts, gon' explain. Truth like, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, it's Lou Pac, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, all truth, all gas, no brakes. No brakes.
Yeah, you tuned in to Lou Pac, baby. She don't follow trends, she follow facts. Receipts ready, energy heavy. Let's go.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't play, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets.
Go. She don't do drama, she drop data. Scroll the page, now or later. You'll see lies get exposed and the fake get froze like refrigerators. Name ring bells like second line. Speak real, no need to lie. She from the south with a strong survive and snakes don't make it out alive.
L-U-P-A-C, ain't no faking on the screen. Call a judge, call a jury, she deliver with that heat. You won't clap, but she got truth, no sugar in her speech. Independent, bold and real, this Lou Pac, baby, capiche?
They scrolling, she exposing. They trolling, she compose. See, Lou Pac don't just react, she decode what's not disclosed. From screenshots to timelines, receipts in real time. You playing checkers, she playing chess. Every move defined, got that hustle in her bones. No cosign built to own. Views go up when she speak up. This platform here a throne.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't bend, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-D-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets. L-U-A-C, baby don't bend. She that truth in your feed when the lies get blown. Y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown. L-U-A-C, baby don't be. She that truth in your feed when the lies get blown. Y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown.
This ain't gossip, this ain't rumors. This is real talk, backed by real proof. Welcome to Lou Pac, baby, where every video got purpose.
Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. What is up, everybody? Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being tuned in on this good old Wednesday, baby. It is officially hump day, y'all. It was just the weekend, and it's hump day already. Time waits for no one. Okay, time is not standing still for anybody, not even myself, child. So make sure you living your life to the fullest. You keeping your peace. You surrounded by peace, and keep them bad spirits and that bad energy far away, okay, from you and your children. Period. But anyways, hey y'all, what is up? Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for y'all patience in this chat. I had to do a little quick one too before I jumped on live, but we here and we early. Let's see what these numbers do since it's kind of still early in the daytime. Them cheering had early dismissal today, so I was able to move some things around, child. But anyways, let me see who we got in here so we can get it crack a so we can get it started because we got some things to talk about, y'all. We got little one, two, nothing too major. Just the lies still floating around, but that ain't nothing new. That's common, child. When she starts telling the truth, then we worry. When the truth start coming out, then you worry. That's when you know somebody tell a whole lot of lies. Hey, sweet queen. Shout out to you and all of my beautiful mods that's in the building. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for always holding down the chat for pop. Period. Okay. I'm gonna have y'all a nice little Christmas gift. Hey, Michelle the Bell, mother beautiful mod. Not like it's her last child support check. Y'all see that caption? I was cracking myself up. I say, baby, she trying to hold on to that uterus and them tubes like it's the last child support check. Like for real. Why keep that lie going? The only one that's gonna be affected by that is Janelle. So if he's smart, he better run, not a walk, but run real quick. Cause sir, you in for a rude awakening. And I can hear all the excuses now when that pregnancy test end up with them two lines, child. I can hear the excuses, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I had my tubes removed. The lies you tell, ma'am. You forgot you just had us listening in on your doctor's appointment barely 12 days ago, where that doctor made it clear that those tubes were very much still intact. Okay. And matter of fact, y'all, after I get off this live right here, I'm dropping a video. I was working on that today. So that video gonna drop. I just got uploaded. I'm actually done with it. I did edited it and everything. So it's about this situation right here with the lies and all that good stuff. So make sure y'all go give me a view, a like, and a comment on that video and a hype, okay? But I'm gonna drop that once I get off here because I wish I could start. I might be able to start uploading it now, but I'll be using no because I'm gonna have to use my phone to play some audio. So I'm gonna have to wait till I get off here to upload it. Hey, Miss Jean. Hey, Christina. Tokyo Blues in the building. Pressure Entertainment LLC. Shout out to you, Miss Wendy. We got Myla in this thing. You say, hey, Lupac, right? And my sis says she is still telling that lie about already having tubes removed, even after the doc said girl, I am on it. Okay? Wait till y'all see my video. She is definitely still telling that lie. Hey, Miss Robin, Buttercup, Queen Love, Mel in the building, Kimberly Merrills, Jaisha. We got Miss Lisa. We got Nisha. We got Q Colston in the building, Miss Darlene. We got I'm Forever Chosen, Miss Brenda. Sweet Mocha, Miss Lolo, Tyrese with the T, Love Cat. Who else? Miss Freddie. We got Shaquint, Lila Tate, Eminem in this thing. Miss Elisa, Sunflower for Life. Who else? Let's see. Let me go down. Miss E in the building, Trina Michelle, Toya Wicks, my love, Miss Witty. We got Queen Sag in this thing. Thank you, Toya, for my first super chat. Let's sing. Super sticker, my bad. I don't know why I get them so confused, child. The chat is, when y'all add a little quick 1-2 word with it. Who else in here? Hey, Miss Pamela, Scorpio Steam. Let me go down. Snoopy, shout out to you. We got Miss Angela B. We got, hold up, Carmen. We got Solid as a Rock. Shout out to you, DEI Crenshaw in this thing. Miss Coretta Beyond Compare Creations. Miss Jackie Moore, Miss Shalene Barbie Doll. We got K Monet, Miss Jackie Rogers. We got Sweetie Favor, Miss Michelle Spikes. Pisces, Divine Goddess. Whopper with Legs, formerly. Wait, what did I say? Formerly it comes up and out, formerly known. You couldn't fit it all, huh? You couldn't fit it. That's okay. We remember. Hey, Miss Marlena. Hey, Barbie. Hey, Miss Rebecca. Gemini Rising. Miss Tawanda. We got Sonia. We got Miss Peggy. We got Miss Heather in the building. Courtney Lester. We got, hold on, another Miss Darlene. Let me say, with the what? Hold on. What does that say? With the what? Lupac and Latae pumping out these long videos. I can't get no work done, laugh aloud. Not long video. Well, I hadn't posted a video for y'all in a hot little minute. So I need to try to get back up on posting my videos because I know y'all enjoyed those with the edits and stuff. But it's just that it's so time consuming. That's why I don't post them often. But I'm trying, y'all. I'm still working on that 2-part series too. Hey, Black Widow. Hey, Miss Mary. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. My child in that on that doggone game. Who else is here? Hey, Vet. Let me see. Let me go down. Hey, Brandy. You said I've been waiting all night for this. I was about to call your cell phone pop. Let me find out. Let me find out that phone number floating around, child. I wouldn't be surprised though. I would not be surprised. Hey, Jaquita. Hey, Christina. Hey, Natia. Queen Lily. Kimberly W. We got Miss Roz in here. Queen Iris. Gracie. We got, hold up. I think I'm almost to the bottom, y'all. Brittany Davis. We got Shell in the building, Miss Teresa House. I think she's playing in people's faces for views and content. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Hey, Miss Janice, Southern Girl in the building. Tierra, Straight Up No Chaser. Aisha, Meet Us. Okay, period. Y'all off work? Are y'all off work? Because there's a good bit of y'all in here at this time, child. But anyways, if y'all would like to donate to me monetarily, you can cash at me $sign Lupac too. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to all my coffee people over there on that app. You can also support your girl by getting a super chat or a super sticker. Y'all know I always set a little goal of 15. It ain't much, it ain't mandatory, but it is greatly, greatly appreciated because it contributes to the revenue of this particular live stream. Period. You can also support me by getting a membership. Shout out to all my members, days 1, 2s, and 3s. Thank y'all for holding it down in members only. Y'all know I don't do members only lives often, but when I do, we always do our big one. And we will be doing our love pot giveaway this week, y'all. I still ain't got a date together, but just know it's gonna be this week. Even if I don't give y'all a date, I might just surprise y'all with it, okay? Just know it's gonna get done, okay? And even if you, as y'all know, even if you ain't in the live, you still can win. Long as your name gets drawn, you still can win. That's for members only, y'all. But anyways, make sure y'all hitting that like button, hype me up, and watch those ads. Okay, y'all? Like that, it ain't too much to ask for. Just a little one too. Not too much. Not too much, baby. All right, let me see. Okay, so as y'all can see the title, which a bunch of y'all been cracking up with the title, y'all. So Laonia decides to take us on a little, little 1-2 field trip for her ablation, like she say, even though it's ablation, not ablation, baby. There's no Asian in that word, okay? It's Tion, not IAN, okay? It's ablation, not ablation. I'm like, why is she saying it like that? Why is she pronouncing it like it's like Asian is in the word or something? But anyway, that's long. But anyway, hey, I'm Chosen. Love you more, my girl. So, I didn't know. First of all, let me say this. I didn't know that you can actually, literally cancel a whole pre pre-registered surgery, right? And just jump into a completely different surgery. I didn't know you can do that. I didn't know that you can literally cancel and say, "Oh, I don't want," or change your mind while you in the hospital bed with the gown on. Am I tripping, y'all? But I didn't know you can. That's like you saying. That's like they bringing you in. You know how you can go in early to have your baby, like they can start the what do they call it, y'all? I ain't had a child in so long, child. I don't even remember. But you know how you go in early if you're gonna have a baby or whatever. And um you in the hospital bed and you tell the doctor, "Oh, I don't want to have my baby today. I want to wait till next week." Like I didn't know that that was possible. How you in them people hospital bed talking about I'm not have I don't want I think I changed my mind. I don't know if I want to have my hysterectomy. That girl said, I think the ablation will be way more suitable for me. Not ablation, ablation. I said, Lord have mercy. First of all, thank you, induction, when you're getting induced. I can't think about that word for nothing, child. But well, probably because I never got induced. I had all cesarean. So that's probably why I couldn't think about the word. But that was odd to me. I'm like, how, since when you can change your now I know you can change your mind, but don't they have to be prepared to do a completely different surgery? I don't know. You know what? This is just my opinion, but I personally think she was lying when she said it. I think she already knew that she wasn't doing a hysterectomy, and she, just got on live and said that because she had already went live telling everybody that she was getting a hysterectomy done. So I personally think she knew that she had already told her doctor she didn't want to do the hysterectomy. What y'all think? Because I've never known that to be possible where you can literally completely change your surgery while you're in the hospital. I've never known that to be possible. Because don't the doctor have to be prepared for, specific procedures? Like that's a completely different procedure. So I don't know. I could be wrong, child, but let me see something. Let's go to old faithful Google. Let's go to Google real quick. Hold on, let me see y'all. And you change your surgery. Wait, hold on. If you go, hold on, y'all. Let me type this in. If you go in to the hospital for a hysterectomy, one day, can you change it to an ablation the same day as the surgery? It might not give that answer, but I just want to see. Let's see what old faithful Google says. Oh, okay, it did. I said if you go into the hospital for a hysterectomy one day, can you change it to an ablation the same day as the surgery? And Google said it's highly unlikely and often impossible to change a planned hysterectomy to an endometrial ablation. It says on the day of surgery. While you have the right to refuse a procedure at any time, a last minute change from one surgical plan to another is not feasible due to major differences in preparation, scheduling, and consent. I knew I wasn't tripping, y'all. I knew I was not tripping. It's no way. Like, and I believe Google with this one. I believe it because it's too specific, right? Google does get it wrong sometimes, but sir, I feel like the more specific you are, the better the answer you get, and the highly more, likely it's a factual answer. And that's just common sense too, because it's too much that has to be done, which is why all surgeries have to be pre-scheduled. You can't just go in the hospital one day unless it's an emergency type of situation where they is, life or the D word. Then they can just operate on, right then and there. But this ain't that. This is a pre-scheduled procedure. So yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping, y'all. Ain't no way in hell she was sitting in that hospital bed, changing her mind on a video stream and then just getting a completely different procedure done. No, you knew you had already told your doctor that you didn't want that hysterectomy and they rescheduled it for an ablation. That's what happened. That's what happened. But you got on that video. And, you know what? It gotta be a illness, some type of mental disorder. It has to be, y'all. Ain't no way because is she impaled to lie? Like I don't know. At this point, I don't know, y'all. I think at this point it's given that she feels the need to lie. Like it just goes with her personality. It's not even like a just a random every once in a blue moon type of thing. She lied like a rug. Like she lied for fun in every conversation. It's not even making sense at this point because that was so unnecessary. She could have easily just told her people, hey y'all, I changed my mind. The hysterectomy, that's, I feel like I need a little more time to think on it because that's a permanent decision. So I wanted to weigh all options and, try the ablation first. That way I could see what is given and if it works for me because I'm still young also. She could have just said that. She could have just said that. It's your body, ma'am. So why come on here and lie? I don't get it. And it's no like I'm really convinced at this point that Janostrils is not he's not aware of what's going on. Can't be, y'all. Can't be. Because if we going by her story time that she gave back in November, if y'all remember, she let the world know that him and his mom wasn't too fond of her having a baby by him. He even said that she trapped him. If y'all, well, per her, that was her words, right? She said that he accused her of trapping him, with the baby whenever she revealed that she was pregnant last year in June or July, whatever, when they went on that trip, right? So I could only imagine how he would react to another quote unquote trapping with baby number 7 because you are very much on your way. And I think that's why I'm gonna let y'all listen to these audios because something kind of caught me in one of the audio that she dropped today. Something kind of caught me from that, and I'm like, I think she's very much calculated. Don't get me wrong, she's very much calculated, y'all. You could tell by certain things that she says. She's very intentional with her actions, even though it's deceptive. She's still very much intentional. But I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Let me see what y'all talking about. But I knew I wasn't tripping. Like, ain't no way in hell you change your surgery, a whole surgery, while you in the hospital bed. No. And why would you even tell it? I'm convinced she think everybody is dumb. It gotta be that. It gotta be that she's literally thinking that everybody that watches her videos is slow. Because how nobody called that out? I haven't seen one person call that out. When I was watching, preparing the clips for my video that I made, I'm like, hold up. I know she did not just say that she's was scheduled for the hysterectomy and now she didn't change her mind. And then boom, the next day, she's talking about the care, the before and the after of the ablation surgery that she just had. I'm like, wow. What y'all listen? Baby, I ain't never seen nobody hold on to a uterus that tight. Okay. It's given. You know how when you go to them Africans to get your hair braided and every piece of your edge is like in that braid and your scalp is real red and blistered. That's what it's given. That, hold on, y'all. Oh, what did I hit with my chair? I hope I didn't run over my cord. Child, I gotta get these wires together. Um, oh Lord, have mercy, y'all. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. I see we going up on the numbers. We are now at 304 in the chat. So please come in, hit the like button for Pop and support my little goal if y'all can. So let me finish reading this, y'all. So, just to give a little extra context to the fact that you cannot switch that surgery up, right? So it said it is highly unlikely and often impossible to change a planned hysterectomy to an endometrial ablation on the day of surgery. While you have the right to refuse a procedure at any time, a last minute change from one surgical plan to another is not feasible due to major differences in preparation, scheduling, and consent. So it also says reasons why this change cannot be made on the same day. Differing medical preparations. A hysterectomy is a major surgical operation that requires general anesthesia, while an ablation is typically a minimally invasive same day outpatient procedure. That's another thing. She acting like chop. Y'all, this girl said that they gave her, I don't want to misquote. I don't know. She said oxycodone. She said they gave her a narcotic for that ablation. I was like, why would they give her? She could be lying. Let me just say that. I ain't even gonna put it on the hospital. She could be lying because you can literally take over the counter medications for that. I'm shocked they didn't. If they did give her that, y'all, because I can only speak hypothetically because I don't know, right? And you know they quick to say, "Oh, we lying over here." If we say something, we present something as opinion, but they could have literally gave her ibuprofen 800 because that's literally a minimally invasive procedure. You can go back to work the next day. They ain't doing nothing but squirting saline in your suit. Okay, that ain't nothing. That's like squirting, but it's hot. That's the only that's the only difference. It's some hot saline, child. That's like squirting saline in your ear to get that ear, all that clogged up earwax out. Yeah, it ain't, it's a little different, but yeah, that's all an ablation is. They literally take some heated saline to thin out your uterine wall, okay? And that's it. That's it. All you might have like a little um discharge after the fact because of the excess saline that's there. And they probably tell you like, well, a little panty line or whatever. But child, this girl, she's so dramatic. Y'all gonna hear it when I play the clip. So let me finish reading this. So it also says, let me read that part again. A hysterectomy is a major surgical operation that requires general anesthesia, while an ablation is typically a minimally invasive same day outpatient procedure. The staffing, equipment, and operating room time required for each procedure are completely different. Facts. Separate informed consent. You sign a legal consent form specifically for the hysterectomy, confirming that you understood the risk, benefits, and alternatives to that particular procedure. If y'all remember, when she went live and she was at the hospital that day, she was doing her pre-surgery consent form, pre-op. She was doing that. Because she had did the video saying, oh, I just did, like sign my papers or whatever, did the pre-op, whatever. Now I'm headed. I think she was then headed to see the doctor, something along those lines, right? For the doctor to explain the pros and cons and all that different stuff to her and let her know how the procedure goes. So you went through all of that just to change your mind because you seen some comments. Girl, first of all, that's very childish. Everybody's body is different. One, everybody's body reacts differently to different procedures, things, whatever. Two, like, come on now. Why would you even read? Well, let me not say that because a lot of people do make decisions based on the opinions of others from social media. So I ain't gonna, no shade. I ain't gonna do too much on that topic, but I just feel like that's something that's a decision you have to make for yourself and your body. Your reaction, your after ain't gonna be their after. It's not gonna be the same because y'all totally different people. So that was to me that was an excuse also. That was an excuse also. And what happened to I brought the twins so I don't change my mind. What I didn't put on a Paul Wall interview. Hold on, y'all. How did that happen? Oh, child, Paul Wall playing in the back. My bad, y'all. I turned it off. But like, make it make sense. Y'all forgot. And I clearly said, I said, y'all, she lying. I said, Janelle probably didn't want to watch them cheering. Because boom, next thing you know, she dropped a video, like a little skit type video, funny video, where it was point of view, POV, who's watching the kids, and it had is it Luther Vandross? Somebody's song talking about you are. playing in the background. That's how I know. That wow. So it says, okay, you signed a legal consent form specifically for the hysterectomy, confirming that you understood the risk, benefits, and alternatives to that particular procedure. The doctor literally explained everything to her, y'all. Then it says an ablation has its own set of risks and benefits, and a separate detailed consent process would be required. Two totally different procedures, two totally different consent forms. Like, ain't no way in hell. I knew I wasn't tripping, y'all. I knew I wasn't tripping when I seen her in the hospital bed saying she changed her mind right then and there and she was getting the ablation done. No, ma'am. You been changed your mind. You probably changed your mind the same day when she was talking to that doctor about the hysterectomy. She probably changed her mind and they rescheduled her to re-sign consent forms and all of that. And then she presented what she presented on that video yesterday, the one that y'all gonna get to hear. So then it says, not a substitution. Ablation is not a simple substitute for a hysterectomy. Your doctor has likely determined that a hysterectomy is the most appropriate treatment based on your specific medical condition. Ablation may not be effective for your condition and may not even be an option if you have certain health factors, such as large fibroids. The next one, full preoperative workup. The preoperative tests and screenings you underwent were specifically for the hysterectomy. A complete reassessment may be necessary to determine if you are a suitable candidate for an ablation. Logistical impossibility. Hospitals operate on a very tight schedule with specific personnel and resources allocated for each surgery. Making a last minute change of this magnitude would disrupt the entire day's schedule and lead to significant delays for other patients. Cancel and reschedule. The hospital will likely need to cancel your scheduled hysterectomy. You can then schedule a new consultation with your doctor to discuss an ablation or other alternatives. Be aware that some clinics may charge a cancellation fee. Next, request a second opinion. If you are requesting your doctor's recommendation, you have the right to seek a second opinion. This is a normal part of the process for elective surgeries. Postpone the procedure. If your condition is not an emergency, you can postpone the surgery to give yourself more time to consider your options. Wow. Wow. And I'm going to leave this up, y'all, once we get to that video so we can see if it compares to what she's saying in the video. Okay? Because it does have endometrial ablation procedure, side effects, and recovery. This boy, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Ooh, my bad, y'all. Okay. I'm back. I'm back. All right. Let me go down in these comments so I can keep up with y'all in the comments. Then we're going to pull up this video, y'all. Hey, Pasha. Hey, Sid. Hey, Miss Katrina. Miss Nina. Shout out to y'all. I see y'all. Okay, let's get to the bottom. That girl is crazy. Ain't no way in hell. Janelle, you better run. He better run, y'all, because I can see it now. I can see the pregnancy coming. I can see her trying to do a whole big old shindig like she did in Mexico for the first time she announced she was pregnant, right? I could see her doing it again and Janelle looking crazy like the last time, and Patricia being stuck in Mexico in that same chair for the next 3 months. I could see it. Listen, you remember they had to put her on a milk carton because ain't no way, child. Ain't no way. Christina says I had an ablation. It's not that much before and after care. Like she talking a little cramp here and there, maybe some leakage, and she gonna be fine. She got them folks food facts. I literally just read that too because you can go to work the next day, y'all. Like it, you're not getting cut. You're not getting cut like a hysterectomy. You know how they go through your belly button, make a little incision, and then they pull all your woman parts out your the JJ. It's none of that. With an ablation, you literally, like they literally put a thingy with some hot saline up there from down there, and it like kind of like melts away the lining of your uterus. That's it. You literally can go back to work the next day. It's an outpatient procedure, opposed to not. Well, let me not say let me not say opposed to hysterectomy because it's hysterectomies are not as invasive as they were in the past. Like you know how they used to be real bad, and you had to stay in the hospital for damn near 5 days. Like my mom when she did hers, that was years ago. Okay, now they're not as invasive, so I wouldn't be surprised if you ain't out the next day or the same day because they ain't making no big old incisions like they used to. They're literally going through your belly button now. That's crazy how technology is advancing, y'all. But she do a little too much for attention and validation. That is crazy. Hey moi, she said I had the procedure done 27 years ago, no major pain, just a few Tylenol for a few days. Yeah, it's all you have is like mild cramping. And it depends on your body because not everybody experiences the same thing. Which you can take Tylenol, ibuprofen, and you good. I've never heard of anybody getting a narcotic for an ablation. I could be wrong, but I ain't never heard of it, y'all. Sorry. What's up, Terry, bro? Thank you for the black and gold heart. That does say they gave us some. Oh, let me let y'all hear this foolishness. Hold up. Let me pull up that video. Let's get to the good part, child. This girl be lying like a rug. I couldn't be around nobody like her. I'm too honest for that. I like honesty. Please don't play in my face. Cause I feel like when people lie that much, they look at you like you slow. Like you're easily fooled or manipulated. That's an insult to me. You insult my intelligence. Child, and you it's crazy how none of her supporters they none say nothing. They just go with the flow. You know it's bad. Shout out to Auntie Pimo because Auntie Pimo call them slow porters. When I seen that on Pimo video, I was cracking up. She said it's her slow porters over there. And listen, I don't normally insult people like that, but ain't no the fact that these when Lawyer made that post about hysterectomy, I mean, yeah, no, about tubal removals, y'all. These people were literally in the comments talking about, I'm gonna have to call my doctor because you got me scared. They literally went against everything that they know, their own knowledge, to go along with what she said as if she's that convincing. She had those grown people. Well, let me not say she, because they are their own, they got their own mind, child. These are grown people. The fact that they was going along with this girl saying that your tubes can grow back after they've been removed is blasphemy. Not cut, not whatever, not tied, clipped, whatever, removed. You had grown women saying, let me call my doctor because now you got me scared. I'm like, oh my God. Hey, that's the type of supporter she attracts. Hey, discussion board. That is crazy. All right. So let's play, y'all. Let me pull it up. Hold up. And like I said, once I get off here, I'm going to drop the video. That way y'all can see it instead of just listening to it. I'll drop those receipts in my video. All right. And I already did it, y'all. So y'all ain't gotta worry. It ain't gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be today because the video is already made. It's just I gotta upload. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Which one I want to play first? Okay, let's play this one first. This is from September 5th, y'all. Now, mind you, today is the 17th. So this is 12 days ago, right? This is 12 days ago. She posted this. Let's start here. Why it ain't playing? Why? I don't know why my ear pods connecting. Okay. 12 days ago on September 5th, she posted this, letting everybody know she was going to get a hysterectomy done.
John, I made a big girl decision and I'm kind of nervous. But anyways, here's T. I'm going to record and document my whole journey. So I've decided to do a hysterectomy, partial hysterectomy. Just because I just had twins. I'm over it, not having on my baby. I'm Serena and I did have a tubal.
Excuse the ads because this is an unedited clip.
Removal when I had the babies.
How she lying?
I just had twins. I'm over it, not having on my baby. I'm Serena and I did have a tubal removal when I had the babies with my C-section, but my periods are still heavy. So my next best bet was an ablation, which I talked to my doctor about, and she was just saying that it could help, it might not help, but if it don't help, then I'll be back in the situation. Or if it does help, it might help for a certain amount of years, but then I'll be back, and then it might be worse.
Wait, hold on. Y'all heard what she just said that her doctor told her about the ablation? Let's listen to that part again.
Removal when I had the babies with my C-section, but my periods are still heavy. So my next best bet was an ablation, which I talked to my doctor about, and she was just saying that it could help, it might not help, but if it don't help, then I'll be back in the situation. Or if it does help, it might help for a certain amount of years, but then I'll be back, and then it might be worse. And
let me stop it there. Okay, y'all heard what she said her doctor said. So basically, your doctor already told you the likeliness of an ablation not helping your specific condition, right? 9 times out of 10, it was a 50-50 chance that it could work, then it could not work. And you could also end up in a worse situation. So why would you go and do that? I could understand, let me be fair, right? I could understand weighing out all options, especially when, because a hysterectomy is a permanent decision. But every woman that I have ever known, this is me, y'all. I'm talking about women that I know, okay? Not saying that it's not possible and that other women don't do it for different reasons. I'm only speaking on the women in my family and friends and stuff like that. Every woman that I know that has done a hysterectomy has done it for the reasons of heavy bleeding. Everybody that I know, woman-wise, they all do it for that specific reason because their periods be out of control. Like, it be next level, right? So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all feel the same way or, have that same experience with women in y'all family. So I'm not understanding what, like I said, like the captain say, baby, she holding on to that uterus like it's the last child support check. Because ain't no way in hell if the way y'all, this girl been talking about how heavy her cycle has been for years now. 4 years. And this, I forgot about this. This is the same person that says that she had a bunch of scares, right? For like a bunch of cancer scares, women part like ovarian cancer and different things like that. Why not remove that so you don't have that issue? This the same person, y'all. Y'all remember when LaTrue hit her with them divorce papers and she jumped on that live and she said, I just got served my divorce papers. And the officer was like, I never see nobody so happy to get divorce papers. I'm happy to get away from that. And then she tried to hurry up and switch the topic and gaslight and manipulate the audience by saying, I just went to my doctor and, they saying it might be cancer, but, whatever. I don't know if she said ovarian cancer or whatever, but she said, we got a second opinion and we're going to get a second opinion. Child, make that make sense. I'm just saying, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, I do understand that a hysterectomy is a permanent, lasting decision, right? But if you've been crying about your cycle being so heavy, because she's very extreme when she say how heavy her cycle is. Like, I gotta find that clip because it's one clip I got in my phone where she was speaking on it, saying how she would like BLEED for weeks at a time. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna just go get an ablation for that. Especially if you already got 6 children. Why do you need more when you? This is when you weigh out all your options. This is when you weigh out all your options. When you making this type of lasting decision, right? Okay. I'm a single mom. That's one. I got 3 baby daddies. I was married to the last one. That didn't work out. The third one made it clear he's not getting married. Me and this ninja break up every 5 to 7 business days. So that relationship is not stable. I already got 6 children, 7 if we count my baby daddy, but I already got 6 children. What? Like, I don't get it. Why would another child even be a thought? Because we already know, if we're going off of all of the research and all of the reaction and everything that we've seen thus far with this situation, y'all, then we know that she has babies to keep the man. Well, in hopes of keeping the man, right? If we're going off of how she moves, we know that when she gets pregnant, it's in hopes of keeping that man. Even though it ain't worked out for her because she on baby daddy number 3. She literally said, and this ain't just me saying this, because I don't want people to take that and say, oh, Pac say, no. If I hear a woman on an audio or a video stating with the man right there, because they did a video together, a co-parenting blog, right? If I hear her say, I had 3 babies by this man, he gonna be with me forever. And that was her thought process. She said that verbatim. So guess what? All we can do is believe that, right? That's how she thinks, right? If a woman says she had 3 babies by a man in hopes and thinking that he was going to be with her forever, that told me that she has babies by men to try and keep them, or thinking that they will be with her forever. So I think this is my final conclusion with her situation. I personally think that she's holding on to that uterus and them tubes because they still intact, even though she lying and saying she ain't got them no more. She's holding on to those female things, right? Because she knows that her and Janelle's situation is very much unstable and not guaranteed. And she's holding on to her parts, her female parts, just in case the next man wants a baby. That's what I think. That's my opinion based on all of the research. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel, but I don't even think it's in hopes of Janelle wanting another baby. I think it's in hopes of, or just if she gets with another man and he decides he wants a baby. And let me tell y'all why I feel like that. Because I'm always back up what I say with a receipt, baby. Let me play for y'all why I feel like that's how she's thinking. Let's run this real quick. God dang it, earphones. Hold on, y'all. No, why they keep connecting? They don't normally do that once I turn them off. Okay, let's run it real quick.
I love the little weight gain that comes with me being on depot too. But then sometimes you get too big. You're talking too fast. Cause baby, looking back at that video, I said my answers were answered. I mean, my questions were answered. So yeah, I guess I'll just see what happens when that day comes and decide from there. So yeah, all the moms that always wanted to know, like, if you had a C-section, you got your tooth removed, can you still do birth control for heavy periods? The answer is yes. I got my answer. You can still get on birth control, even though you don't have any tubes for the eggs to travel down. And of course, later on, if you decide that you want to have babies with whoever.
Hold on, let me pause it right there. Y'all heard what she said too, huh? She said that, and this is another reason why I also feel like she's wanting another baby. She on some trap type ish, right? Notice how, and this is why when you know you being deceptive, stop saying stuff on the internet that can get you caught up. Notice how she literally just said, for the moms that wants to know, if you get your tubes removed, can you still get on birth control for heavy periods, right? Because we already know that the birth control stopped her heavy periods because she told us. So why didn't she do that? Why didn't she just start back taking birth control? It's obvious that she ain't been on birth control since she had them twins. She ain't got back on it, y'all. But why didn't she go back to that option? Why not? Like, why not? That's interesting. But let me run that back just a little bit. But y'all pay attention to what she say. Because she literally go against her own words in every clip. Especially if you're not trying to have no more babies. Okay? I would have jumped back on that birth control so fast.
Answer is yes. I got my answer. You can still get on birth control, even though you don't have any tubes for the eggs to travel down.
You know, she got to.
Of course, later on, if you decide that you want to have babies with whoever you're with,
there you go.
You still have your eggs. So you just have to do IVF, or you would have to get a surrogate and let them carry the baby for you. Which I'm cool with that. Because, baby, I don't need no more babies coming out of this body. So if I ever get married,
there you go,
and my husband want a kid, baby, go ahead and get these eggs up out of me. Go ahead and get what you need to get up out of you. And let's go ahead and get a surrogate and call it a day.
Now, mind you, she was walking, pushing the twins. You got to pay attention to what a person say, because especially a calculated, intentional person, 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell on themselves. She's literally coming out of a doctor's appointment with the twins while she's saying, if I ever get married one day and my husband wants a baby. So we know she ain't talking about Janelle right here, because she didn't say if me and Janelle ever get married and he wants another baby. Another emphasis on another, because they already got two. And those two were very much present in that video. So let's run that back real quick for the ones in the back that ain't really paying attention. She's very intentional and deceptive.
Have babies with whoever you're with, you still have your eggs. So you just have to do IVF, or you would have to get a surrogate and let them carry the baby for you. Which I'm cool with that. Because, baby, I don't need no more babies coming out of this body. So if I ever get married and my husband want a kid, baby, go ahead and get these eggs up out of me. Go ahead and get what you need to get up out of you. And let's go ahead and get a surrogate and call it a day. And always remember
what I said, y'all. What did I say? Like, what did I be knowing my shit, okay? I be knowing a little one too. And I'm very analytical. I pay attention to what people say, y'all. You can't just play in my face, okay? Like, this girl literally just said, while pushing baby daddy number 3's 2 babies, if I ever get married and my husband wants a baby. That was a very intentional statement. She wasn't talking about Janelle right there. Because one, he ain't your husband, and you didn't know why. For one, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? These men been giving you babies without a ring, and you accepting it. So make it make sense. Yeah. Think about it, y'all. Tupac, you think she was hoping to get a reaction out of Booger by saying that? It's possible. Now that I go, now that I'm listening back at it, it's very much possible. I think everything she do is to get a reaction out of him, to be honest. You can tell a lot of the stuff that she does on the internet, you can tell when it's intentional to get a reaction out of him or if it's just for the internet. Thank you, Miss Valerie. You say the downtime for hysterectomy is 6 to 8 weeks. She did not have anybody to watch those kids. The doctor wouldn't have recommended it if she didn't need. Speaking from experience, thank you for that comment and thank you for that super. I appreciate you because that is, I forgot about that. That is very much true, y'all. The downtime, well, you know what? It could be no, because that is a pretty, not too invasive, not like how it used to be. Let me see. Let's Google real quick because it kind of, the surgery is a little different now. It's not as invasive. So let me see something real quick. What is the downtime for a hysterectomy? What is that one called? Hold on. Hold up, y'all. Where they remove all parts from your JJ. 4 to 6 weeks for that one. I think it's different kinds of hysterectomies done now. It says a full recovery from a vaginal hysterectomy. That's the one I was talking about. That's the one that she was supposed to have. Removing the uterus through the vajayjay typically takes 4 to 6 weeks, with some individuals feeling better sooner and others taking longer. During this time, you will experience some vajayjay. Well, I ain't gonna read all that, but yeah, you was kind of spot on too, because it all depends on the person. So it can go, I would say, anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks for full recovery, depending on your body type. Hold on, let's see. But thank you for that, Miss Valerie. And it makes sense. I never thought about that aspect of it. Who was gonna watch them cheering, y'all? We know Janelle is not dependable. And if anything, he'll watch his, but not the other 4. not the other ones, or the other 3, because the oldest son lived with his daddy now. But yeah, he definitely wasn't babysitting all them cheering. He'd have kept his, possibly, and I don't even think he would have kept his the whole time for the downtime that was needed. He might have kept him a little bit. And thank you for this one also. You said I had my tubes first tied, had my son in 2001. Then I had them clipped before my hysterectomy. Oh, child. Well, you was definitely weighing out your options. Let me say that. You was making sure you wanted to make that decision. Let me go down. Partial hysterectomy. Okay, we made it to the bottom. Mine was 6 to 8 weeks because I have fibroids as well. 4 weeks off work, but I got an additional 2 weeks, 8 weeks, no intimacy. Ooh, that's a long time. Let me stop. Okay, so let's get back to these clips, y'all. But y'all heard what she said. Like I said, she was very intentional with that statement. She said, if I ever get married and my husband wants a baby, not if me and Janelle. Now, mind you, that's why I feel like her and Janelle probably wasn't even together when she said that. Because if she was with him, that statement would have came out totally different. Now, she would have said, if me and Janelle ever decide to get married and he wants another baby. Not if I ever get married and my husband wants a baby. It's all about the wording. So let's go back to the new clip. Well, the one from 12 days ago. Let's go back to that one, y'all. Let's run that one back.
I'm kind of nervous. But anyways, here's T.
This one is from 12 days ago. At the beginning, it was September 5th. And I'm going to play the new one for y'all next.
Going to record and document my whole journey. So I've decided to do a hysterectomy, partial hysterectomy. Just because
Let me go warm my coffee.
I just had twins. I'm over it, not having on my baby. I'm Serena. I did have a tubal removal when I had the babies with my C-section, but my periods are still heavy. So my next best bet was an ablation, which I talked to my doctor about, and she was just saying that it could help, it might not help, but if it don't help, then I'll be back in this situation. Or if it does help, it might help for a certain amount of years, but then I'll be back and then it might be worse. And so she was just like, the best long-term factor for me for the rest of my life, if I don't want to have any more menstruals, is for me to have a hysterectomy. Now, at first she said do a full one, but after doing my research and like talking to people who have had one, I found that the best hysterectomy surgery for me would be a partial. Now, with a partial, I also looked it up, and it's best for me just because I won't have my periods. I still have my ovaries or whatever. So in case I do want to, give up some eggs and have a baby later, which I won't. But at the same time, the option is open for those who are wondering, like, okay, but what if I decide, okay, you still don't have your ovaries, okay? Now, with that being said, with a full hysterectomy, you go into early menopause. Y'all want to know how my pause? I don't want that. So that's why I was just like, you know what? I don't have any like as far as like cyst or anything. So I'm just like, let me just do the partial and call it a day. And do my thizzle, call it a day, and I won't see no menstruals no more. Bye bye for the rest of my life. I'm happy about that because after having my tubes removed, I thought that I wouldn't have no menstrual no more, or it'd be lighter, but it wasn't. It actually was much worse, y'all. When I after a say bleeding, I'm talking about bleeding. So I had to end up getting back on a Depo shot, and I don't want to do that either because that's poison. I want to keep putting poison in my body, y'all. I really, really, really just want to be able to.
Lord. All right, y'all. My bad. Hold up. I had to go warm my coffee. So let me run it one more time so I can hear it myself, just in case I noticed something for the newer clip. If anybody was wondering, that's where I was. I was heating up that doggone coffee. Thank you, discussion. Thank you to everybody that's blessing my supers. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Okay, one more time, then we're gonna run the new one, y'all.
Y'all, I made a big girl decision and I'm kind of nervous.
Hit the like button.
Here's teeth. I'm going to record and document my whole journey. So I've decided to do a hysterectomy, partial hysterectomy. Just because I just had twins. I'm over it, not having my baby. I'm Serena, and I did have a tubal removal when I had the babies with my C-section, but my periods are still heavy. So my next best bet was an ablation, which I talked to my doctor about, and she was just saying that it could help, it might not help, but if it don't help, then I'll be back in the situation. Or if it does help, it might help for a certain amount of years, but then I'll be back, and then it might be worse. And so she was just like, the best long-term factor for me for the rest of my life, if I don't want to have any more menstruals, is for me to have.
Shout out to True Slayer for that comment, because that's how you know she didn't talk to her doctor about jack shat. Okay. And if she did, she wasn't paying attention. Because the fact that this girl said she thought because she had her tubes removed, imaginarily removed, might I add, because she never removed her tubes, y'all. She thought that her bleeding would stop, or at least, not be as heavy. When the fallopian tubes literally have nothing to do with your cycle. It's all about your uterus, baby. So that clearly told me that she didn't have that quote unquote discussion with her doctor. Because if she did, she would have known that your tubes have absolutely nothing to do with your cycle. And nobody caught on to that either. Like, I'm like, maybe I'm a little too analytical. Maybe I listen too good. Because ain't no way her supporters don't be questioning this foolishness. Like, are y'all listening to her? And I ain't talking about y'all, I'm talking about her supporters. This girl be telling them anything, and they just run with it. Some of them be ready to question their doctors. Really? So you gonna question a professional behind something a fool telling you? Child.
A hysterectomy. Now, at first she said do a full one, but after doing my research and
Doctor
like
didn't
talking to
even
people
say
who
that.
had one, I found that the best hysterectomy surgery for me would be a partial. Now, with a partial, I also looked it up, and it's best for me just because I won't have my periods. I still have my ovaries or whatever. So in case I do want to, give up some eggs and have a baby later, which I won't. But at the same time,
see, y'all, that's the second time she didn't mention that. No, that lets us know that a seventh child is still on her mind. I just played that other clip from y'all that was from months ago when she first had the twins, where she was already, mind you, she had just had those twins. For her 6-week appointment, she was already thinking about another child. What is this obsession? Like, for somebody who said mothering ain't even her calling. That's the crazy part. So this is the second time she didn't mention that. So it's like she's not thinking about herself overall and her health, because the best option for her, like she said, was the hysterectomy. But she's making her moves based on the possibilities of having another child. That's it, and that's all.
Option is open for those who are wondering, like, okay, but what if I decide, okay, you still don't have your ovaries, okay?
Ain't nobody
Now,
wondering.
with that being said, with a full hysterectomy, you go into early menopause. Y'all want to know how my pause? I don't want that. So that's why I was just like, you know what? I don't have any like as far as like cyst or anything. So I'm just like, let me just do the partial and call it a day, and do my.
The fact that she tried to make it seem like she had a choice between a full and a partial, when the doctor already said in the medical world is no such thing as a partial and a full hysterectomy. That's what the doctor said. The doctor said in our world, it's still considered a full hysterectomy, even though you leaving your ovaries, right? But the fact that she tried to, this is how you know, y'all, she lives in oblivion. Like she's in another world with her delusion. The fact that this girl said that, oh my God. I can't believe she said that. I am just blown away. Like she said, I made the best decision for me, which was the partial. Like I didn't want to do the full because I still want my ovaries and I don't want to go into early menopause. Girl, that's what your doctor told you. The doctor recommended that. It ain't what you wanted. First of all, ain't no doctor ever gonna recommend Lord have mercy. Ain't no doctor gonna recommend taking your ovaries out if they don't have to, especially at your age, ma'am. Everybody knows that once you remove them ovaries, you go into menopause. They're not gonna recommend that. The fact that she tried to make it seem like to her supporters that her doctor recommended removing her ovaries, y'all. That's what she said just now. Her doctor recommended removing all of it. In her words, a full hysterectomy. Woo! Child, I am weak. All right, let's let her finish line. Come on. Y'all on earphone.
And do my thizzle, call it a day, and I won't see no menstruals no more, and bye bye for the rest of my life. And I'm happy about that, because after having my tubes removed, I thought that I wouldn't have no menstrual no more, or it'd be lighter, but it wasn't. It actually was much worse, y'all. When I after a say bleeding, I'm talking about bleeding. So I had to end up getting back on a Depo shot, and I don't want to do that either because that's poison. I want to keep putting poison in my body, y'all. I really, really, really just want to be able to.
I'm sorry, but she would have to show me proof that she got back on that Depo shot. She would have to show me proof, baby. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. After everything I've heard this girl say over the years of this saga, I don't believe she got back on that shot. I don't believe that. I'm telling you, I don't believe that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the next one, y'all. Let's go back to what the doctor said before we run her clip that she posted. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. One of them, either yesterday or today, after her ablation surgery, right, procedure. Let's let y'all hear what her doctor said, because I think I believe the doctor. I think I believe the doctor when the doctor said that that she still has her tubes and everything else. Okay. Let me see which clip is it? Hold up, y'all. I think it's this one.
Okay, because I was so scared. Everybody kept telling me we were gonna go through my C-section scar, and I was like,
hold up.
Pre-op. And this will conclude my pre-op day from the doctor's office to the hospital.
Hold on, y'all. Let me try to get to the point that we need.
Officially.
Hello. Okay, what a journey to get here.
I know. Oh my God.
So, for you, we are scheduled to take this uterus out along with your tubes, right?
Partial.
Yes, which means with your ovaries.
Okay.
It's her saying partial, like the doctor don't know what she talking about. Like the doctor said, yes, we're gonna leave your ovaries, right? Hold on, y'all. Thank you, Miss Geraldine. You say that liar needs someone who's certified to counsel her because that girl doesn't do anything but lie, and they support her lies. The playing in the face of them is wild, wild crazy. I'm talking about they believe it. Not even so much support it, but the fact that they allow themselves. I ain't even gonna put it on her because these are grown women that support her. Most of these women are older than her, y'all. But they allow themselves to run with what she say to the point where they start questioning their own knowledge and things that they've heard from their own doctors. Ain't no way in hell. Child. As if her word is gold. What's up? That is crazy to me. Hey, Miss Honora. Thank you again, Miss Geraldine. All right, let's listen to the doctor. Because y'all need to hear this before I play her doubling down on this lie, child.
We are scheduled to take this uterus out along with your tubes, right?
Partial.
Yes, which means with your ovaries.
Okay.
But take out your uterus and your fallopian tubes. In our world, that's not partial.
Okay.
So it's really your whole.
And I was waiting for her to say, and this is for the ones in the back, because if y'all remember when we talked about this at the beginning of this month when she first dropped this video, her supporters was arguing the fact that she had her tubes removed. Even after hearing the doctor say, we're scheduled to remove your uterus and your fallopian tubes. Why didn't she say, oh no, doc, I already removed my fallopian tubes after the cesarean? You know why she didn't say it? Because this is the same doctor. Make it make sense. This is the same doctor. So you can't argue something that doctor actually did the procedure to you. You can't argue that with that doctor. So that's why she didn't say that. So I think I believe the doctor when the doctor say her tubes and her uterus is still there. Okay? For the ones in the back, for the supporters that's still believing that she had her tubes removed, the doctor said we're scheduled to remove your uterus and your fallopian tubes. We're going to leave your ovaries because we don't want you to go into early menopause. But if y'all remember on the last clip, she lied on the doctor and said the doctor recommended it. Child, listen. But that was her point right there. That was her time to shine and say, no, doc, you forgot we removed my tubes. You did the surgery. You forgot? She couldn't say that because she know them tubes is still tubing. The tubes, hashtag the tubes still tubing, y'all.
But take out your uterus and your fallopian tubes. In our world, that's not partial.
Okay.
So it's really your whole uterus, but it's just not extra.
Okay.
So we're not, because you're too young to take out your ovaries, because that would make you menopausal. This is going to make it so that you still feel like you're having your cycle every month, but you will not actually be able to ever bleed again or be able to do this anymore.
Yes,
right?
hallelujah. That's why I brought them for a reminder.
I definitely
That's changed my mind.
Got to change my mind. We know that's a lie. Now we know She didn't bring them for that reason because she didn't change her mind. Now we know Janelle just wasn't watching them cheering that day, okay? He had things to do, baby. Because I thought that was the purpose of bringing the cheering. So she would change her mind. Y'all, make it make sense. Make it make sense. She knows she didn't bit off more than she could chew. She know her plate is too full. When you get to a point where you can't even afford to, let me say this. At one point, the bag was bagged, right? At one point, she could get a house that could fit all of them to where all them children had their own bedroom. Let's say that. It's not giving that anymore. Even though, stuff like that don't really matter because kids can share a room, right? Kids can very much share a room. But the girl cannot afford to have no more cheering, y'all. Like she really can't. She's when I say afford, I ain't even just talking about money. I'm talking about the fact that she's not married. Like all of those things matter to me and how I was brought up. I can't speak for everybody, but I just feel like she's not in a position to be having no more cheering. Like, girl, you need to get it together. Do you have college funds for the ones that's already here? If you ain't got that, then you definitely ain't in no position unless that's not the goal. Unless that's not the goal. And don't get me wrong, some people can't afford to set aside college funds for their babies, and that's perfectly fine because not everybody can afford it, like I say. But she should have been. This the same person who showed a $420,000 1099 on live while flexing on the fact that she made more money than her husband and how she was taking care of him. So if you could flex that, if you could spend 10K on a ring for a Ninja Turtle, if you could spend 30K on a chain, if you could spend all of these coins, 40K on a Rolex, every last one of them cheering should have a college fund and a savings. Every last one of them. And if they don't, you don't need to be having no more cheering because your priorities is jacked up. I wish I would. I don't care if it's my husband. Nigga, you ain't getting no 40K Rolex if my cheering ain't straight. Daddy or biological dad or stepdad. You ain't getting that. And he shouldn't, as a real man, he shouldn't even want it. Whether he's the biological or the stepdad, he shouldn't even want it just off the strength that he knows that your kids ain't straight. When it comes to, because the goal, when you have kids are an investment. I say this all the time, y'all. The goal is for you to break generational curses to make sure that your kids didn't have to go through what you did growing up. My parents didn't have college fund money. My parents didn't have savings for us. So, yeah, and that's the goal. Like you want to go against the grain. You want your kids to have different so that they can have that mindset moving forward with their kids as well. Like that's not cool. If you just making babies just to make them trying to keep a man and not actually thinking about their actual child and that child's future, something in the milk ain't clean, something ain't right. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. And like I said, y'all, don't get me wrong. If you don't have a college fund set aside for your child, don't feel bad if you can't afford that, right? Because everybody's not rich. Everybody's not well off. But the only way I want you to catch this shade is if you doing stuff with money, with tons of money, and your kids don't have none. See, it's a difference when you working, you doing your best, but you putting your kids first, and it's something completely different when you spending that type of money on a ninja and your kids is on the back burner. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Because like I said, everybody can't afford a college fund to be set aside. But if you know you got them coins and you spend it on Rolexes and rings and watches and earrings and Cuban links and chefs and trips, and you bringing him on a trip, you bringing his mom on a trip, you paying for everybody, but your kids is not straight. That's a problem for me. That's crazy. The priorities not in order. All right, let's run it back a little, and then we're gonna play the new clip.
Puzzle. This is going to make it so that you still feel like you're having your cycle every month, but you will not actually be able to ever bleed again,
Okay.
or be able to do this anymore.
Yes,
right?
hallelujah. That's why I brought them for a reminder.
Yeah, I definitely.
That's changed my mind.
So what I want to do now is I'm going to walk you through, and we're going to do is you have to put a manipulator in your vagina just like we would for a regular exam. Okay, so that manipulator moves your uterus from side to side so I can see where all the blood vessels are. Then I'm going to make a small incision in your belly button. It's going to be about this big. Through that incision, I'm going to fill up your belly with gas. And then I'm going to put instruments through that same incision that takes out your uterus and I pull everything out vaginally. I'm going to put stitches at the top of your vagina. Risks of this surgery are bleeding just because we have any instrument and damage to any of the surrounding organs that will require additional repair. That would be if there's any damage to your bowel or any damage to your bladder or anything like that. Fail safe, I make sure that everything has been looked at over before we take any instruments out. And I do put a camera inside of your bladder afterwards to be sure that the bladder as well as the tubes that go from your kidneys down to damage during the surgery. If as much gas out of your body as you possibly can. And close the vessel.
All right, y'all. Hold up. Hold up. All right. Thank you, Bianca Perry. You say in that Facebook page called Exclusive Out Here painting her like a saber drag art. Child, at this point, y'all, I wouldn't even watch none of that. Don't especially anything that I would, and this is I can't tell y'all what to do. I can only tell y'all how I move. I don't watch none of them people. I don't watch none of them people. I feel like when you see receipts and you know the truth, all of that is irrelevant. All of that is irrelevant, especially when you're not presenting receipts. Okay, when you ain't showing no receipts to back up what you're saying, I don't look at stuff like that. I'm all about the facts, and that's it. That's it. I'm all about the facts. And y'all know I speak on pretty much everything. I ain't just, you know, if somebody, let me say it like this, right? Y'all remember when the prostitute came out here about RH and said, you know, that she was with him or whatever? I spoke on that situation. I think I did 2 lives and a video on that. And that was against RH. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna just try to paint one as a perfect person because I've never just because I don't do content on RH as far as clocking everything he do does not mean that I feel like he's perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Okay, I wish I would idolize somebody as if they were some type of god. I don't idolize nobody but God. That's it and that's all. I just don't do content on him because I support him and I feel like he's been through enough. He's been not only has he been through enough as far as the internet, but he has enough people doing stuff against him already. So I'm gonna let him make it. We know he's not perfect. We know he make mistakes, but at the end of the day, he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that, especially when we being biased and not speaking against the man that she's currently with. That she herself has came out here and said he did A, B, and Z. A, B, and C. Child said Z. So no, child, I don't follow none of that, y'all. I don't follow none of those pages. I don't look at none of that. I don't even care because I feel like they support who they support. We already know how they give it up. So don't make yourself upset or disturb your own peace watching them people. That's all I got to say on that, y'all. Thank you, my love. Thank you for that, super. I appreciate you. Hey, here for a good time. You said I know she's behind them pages allegedly. I don't know. To be honest, I have no clue, y'all. I don't know. Now, what my child trying to buy? I'm shocked he ain't told me to send him some money. Okay, now let's get to the one she posted. Um, either today or yesterday. This clip is from either today or yesterday, y'all. Let's run it.
y'all this time. I think that'll be like 4 times before they get here. But I'm really having some second thoughts about hysterectomy. I think I want to switch to ablation just to try it out and see if it works for me. Then if it don't work for me, then I'll come back to this permanent decision of having a hysterectomy. But right now, I just want to try out all my options before I make a permanent decision.
Now, mind you, while she's saying she thinks she wants to switch to an ablation, she's saying ablation, but it's ablation. She's literally in the hospital bed about to have the surgery. She's in the hospital bed. The IV is in her arm, if I'm not mistaken. She has a headscarf on, the hospital gown, and everything. I literally just read to y'all how you cannot switch procedures on the same day. That's not how doctors operate. So clearly she did this. The initial video was at the beginning of this month. So 12 days ago, y'all. So in between that time, in a matter of 12 days, she switched that procedure. Ain't no way it was switched the day of surgery. Because mind you, she's talking on this video as if she's changing her mind right then and there. Like, oh, I think I don't want to do it anymore. I want to just do the ablation. No, that's not how surgical procedures work. You can't just switch it up while you in the hospital bed about to get pulled into surgery. But y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about when I drop this video after this live. I'm gonna upload it as soon as I get off here.
First saw that. Everybody's everybody been saying different stuff. Some people have good stuff to say, some people have cons to say about this hysterectomy. But y'all got me nervous. So being decisive, I think I'm gonna just try the ablation, see if that works for me. And if it doesn't work, then I'll be back here doing hysterectomy. Wish me luck.
She's gonna end up back there doing the hysterectomy. And let me tell you why. And I ain't saying this to wish nothing on her or anything like that. I'm saying this because an ablation is a temporary procedure. It's not a long-term, long-standing type situation. And everybody is different when it comes to that. So I would say it depends on how heavy her cycle actually is. That will be the determining factor of her results with this ablation. That's what's going to determine it, y'all. So she gonna look like the fool if she went do this ablation and then next month she back bleeding heavy and gotta go get that hysterectomy or get back on that birth control. So I don't know. I know if I was in her shoes, if this was me, I would have just did the hysterectomy and got it over with. But like I said, I feel like she's trying to hold out for that 7th child. She's trying to, because she knows she can't afford no surrogate. Girl, you know how much surrogates charge? That's $50,000 a pop. And some charge more than that. Some charge more than that. If you don't be good with your 6 kids and keep it pushing, little miss 3 baby daddies, girl, child, you don't sit all the way down. You should be good. And if not, go adopt. Go adopt. There's a lot of kids out here that need a family. She can go adopt. Truth says she's a follower. She's a follower. What everyone is saying is inconsequential to what her body needs. Exactly. And not just that. If you going off of what she said, if we going off of what she said, she made it seem like the comments made her change her mind at the last minute. Girl, what? What? Like this is your body. If those comments are that influential, baby, you need to get off the internet. You need to get off that's like somebody needing open heart surgery and they change their mind because of what people saying in the comments. Oh, child. And not to mention, these are conversations you're supposed to have with your doctor. With your doctor, not complete strangers on the internet. Now we really see what RH said when he said those comments be getting to her. Okay? Because ain't no way I'm going to switch up a surgery that I need for some strangers on the internet. Even though I feel like that's a lie. She just said that. She knows she holding out for baby number 7. Period. I don't care what nobody say. She know what she's doing. She's very intentional, y'all. Now listen to this one. This is the other one.
To do this step to see if it'll work for me, and so far so good.
Oh, let me say this. Now, this clip right here, y'all, this is day number 2, the day after the ablation. Okay? So, yeah. She says on the title, it says hydrothermal ablation, HTA in parentheses, how it works, heated sterile fluid around 194 degrees Fahrenheit is circulated inside the uterus for about 10 minutes. Then it says pros, works even if the uterus is irregular shaped and it has fibroids or scarring in parentheses. Then it says can carefully be controlled with direct vision with a hysteroscope, and then it has cons, slightly longer procedure. Because it uses heat, patients feel more cramping afterwards. Lord have mercy. Okay, I just wanted to read that to y'all. Now, wait till y'all see my video. I gotta hurry for drop. Well, as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna drop it for y'all. But let me play this.
I just wanted to do this step to see if it'll work for me, and so far so good. Again, I did the hydrothermal ablation, which is where they put hot fluid. I was under general anesthesia, and they put hot fluid inside of you for about 10 minutes to eliminate the lining of your uterus.
Now listen, y'all. She's about to start talking about her pain level and stuff like that. So pay attention. Remember what I read to y'all at the beginning of the live. I'm going to go back to it, but listen to what she says right here. But it's her saying, never mind. Y'all just listen.
Eliminate the lining of your uterus that causes the bleeding. And so far, so good. I'm loving the results. It is painful. However, the heating pad and the ibuprofen, I'm on day 2, is so far helping me. Now, as far as moving around and stuff, I haven't really got back to doing that a lot as much because of the cramping, but it's day 2 and I'm feeling better than day 1. So that's an update for you guys. That's been working for me.
Y'all heard she said it is day 2, right? She said she ain't really got to moving around because of the cramping and stuff. Now, mind you, if you read on this with an ablation procedure, it's just like it's imagine you having regular period cramps, right? Mild at that, not dramatic, not heavy regular. It says mild cramping. That's it. That's it. That's all. It didn't even say nothing about spotting. It said basically you'll have like a discharge from like I guess the excess saline fluid that it'll discharge or whatever. But mild cramping is the side effects. So she making it seem like she just had the hysterectomy damn near. But keep listening.
Cramping, but it's day 2 and I'm feeling better than day 1. So that's an update for you guys. That's been working for me. And so far I'm loving the results, although it's been painful. The PMS has stopped. No bleeding. Sorry, TMI. But yeah, you're supposed to spot, which I did yesterday, and now it's nothing. So yeah, so far so good, and I'm getting the results that I actually.
Hold on, y'all. That's not me. Oh my God, why is my earphones keep connecting? Hold on, y'all. Let me turn them off because they keep connecting and it's stopping the sound. It's connecting with my computer speaker. Hold up. Let me go back some just because we missed some.
And so far I'm loving the results, although it's been painful. The PMS has stopped. No bleeding. Sorry, TMI. But yeah, you're supposed to spot, which I did yesterday, and now it's nothing. So yeah, so far so good, and I'm getting the results that I actually was praying to get. So I didn't have to do the full hysterectomy. I didn't want to make that decision so fast, and I didn't want to make the decision so quickly as a permanent decision, being that I already have my tools removed. There's no way I can get pregnant anyway.
Y'all heard that lie? Y'all gotta see her face when she tell it too, though. So that's why I say I'm gonna drop that video. But yeah, girl, To say you didn't want to make that permanent decision when you had already made the decision and said it was something, y'all, she literally said in the first clip that had been something she'd been thinking about for a long time. So it's not like it was just something she came up with randomly. Lord have mercy. This child be lying. She be lying too much.
So yeah, so far so good, and I'm getting the results that I actually was praying to get. So I didn't have to do the full hysterectomy. I didn't want to make that decision so fast, and I didn't want to make the decision so quickly as a permanent decision, being that I already have my tubes removed. There's no way I can get pregnant anyway.
See how she stopped when she said it too? Now, mind y'all, we just heard the doctor say her tubes would have been removed with the hysterectomy. Along with her, her tubes and her uterus would have been removed with the hysterectomy. Why is she still lying? Girl, you the one who put the clip out with the doctor saying it. So to say this as in you didn't have to do the hysterectomy because your tubes are already removed is blasphemy. When you the one who let us hear the doctor say your tubes would have been removed with the hysterectomy. That is crazy.
They say you can still get pregnant after ablation. It's risky, but I don't have my tubes, so that's already reducing my results to getting pregnant.
Janelle, you better watch out. Listen, y'all, look how she said it though. She said, they said you can still get pregnant with an ablation, but I don't have my tubes, which is reducing the results of me getting pregnant. Reducing. We all know that if you don't have your tubes, you cannot get pregnant. It doesn't reduce your chances. You cannot because your tubes are completely removed. There's nowhere for the egg to go. Okay? There's nowhere for the egg to go. So you can't get pregnant if your tube, now if they're clipped, tied, yeah. There's plenty of people who didn't got pregnant with the tube still in their body. But if you completely remove them like she's claiming, it don't just reduce your chances of getting pregnant. It eliminates it. That's how you know she's capped, y'all. Janelle, you better run and run fast. Unless you want another baby. Unless you want baby number 7. Listen, let's run it back, y'all. Pay attention to what she said. That girl be lying.
You're supposed to spot, which I did yesterday, and now it's nothing. So yeah, so far so good, and I'm getting the results that I actually was praying to get. So I didn't have to do the full hysterectomy. I didn't want to make that decision so fast, and I didn't want to make the decision so quickly as a permanent decision, being that I already have my tubes removed. There's no way I can get pregnant anyway. They say you can still get pregnant after ablation. It's risky, but I don't have my tubes, so that's already reducing my results to getting pregnant. So I just wanted to do this step to see if it'll work for me, and so far so good. Again, I did.
She said it like that so that if she does get pregnant, she can try to convince, because most men don't know all about the female parts and stuff like that, right? But it's a good thing Janelle is real close with his mom and his sister, okay? Because she said it. I think, y'all, that's why I say she's very calculated and intentional. A lot of people be saying she's slow, but she very calculated and intentional with her deceptiveness. Let me say that. Because notice how she said that. She said, I had my tubes removed, which reduces the chances of me getting pregnant. No, it eliminates it. I think she left that door open and said it like that. Hence, if she does get pregnant, because mind you, we know she ain't on birth control. Because if you was on birth control, you wouldn't have needed the ablation. Because we all know she said it herself that the birth control stopped her period. But she got off birth control because she said, it's poison in your body, and my family has a history of cancer and birth control causes cancer. She started making all those excuses, right? Even though they are good excuses because they're true, they're factual. Hold on to it. But we know her reasoning behind it. So Janelle, she just so happened to pop up pregnant. She didn't get them tubes removed, sir, and that's how. Okay? All you got to do is listen to her clip with her talking to her own doctor. The doctor told on her.
the hydrothermal ablation, which is where they put hot fluid. I was under general anesthesia and they put hot fluid. All right, y'all. So I promised I would update y'all on my journey. So as of yesterday, I had the procedure, which is hydrothermal ablation. There are different types of ablations. So if I was you, I would research them before. But so far, so good for me. Yesterday was the worst. The pain was extremely bad. A lot of cramping, worst cramps ever. They prescribed me oxycodone and ibuprofen, which yesterday I just kept using the oxycodone.
They prescribed her oxycodone and ibuprofen. She said the cramps were extremely bad, worst ever. Now, mind you, when I looked it up, it said that, now, and I'm pretty sure I seen a few people say they had the ablation done. Y'all let me know in the comments where y'all prescribed narcotics for an ablation procedure. Like, and you know what's crazy? Not just Google, right? But the doctors have really doubled down on what they prescribe narcotics for, because so many people getting addicted to that poison. Okay. So I don't see that. I don't see them prescribing her narcotics for now ibuprofen, yes, because even when you Google, it says you can literally take Tylenol or ibuprofen over the counter for this procedure. Why would they give you a narcotic? I don't believe that, y'all. She lying. I'm sorry. She's not being honest right there. Ain't no way in hell they gave her a narcotic for that. For cramping? Because that's the side effects. Child bye. Let me see what y'all talking about. Then we're gonna finish playing and I'm gonna go back to Google. The Google doctor. Wait, Dr. Show did tell on her I had really no pain and went back to work the next day. Thank you, Miss Darlene. Tyrese say that fool gonna be pregnant by December. And she not gonna tell Johnny Boy until it's too late to get rid of the baby. I think so too, because that's exactly what she did with them twins. If y'all remember, she said she was thinking about the abort first. And then when he mentioned it, it was, oh, I don't believe in that. Oh, my daddy said we not doing that. Oh, da 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 da. And then she said, oh, and it's too late now because they already have a heartbeat. You knew exactly what you was doing now. She knew she wasn't getting rid of that baby anyway. Talking about, she went from 1 minute saying she wanted to get an abortion to next saying her family don't believe in it. Child, or the Bible. The Bible speaks against it. She made multiple excuses. No, Black Widow say no, I was not given narcotics after my ablation. Okay. That's 2 people. No, that's 3. CS say no, ma'am. So that's 3. Miss Darlene say hell no, no narcotics, just Tylenol. Miss Judith say they don't even give you that strong of a pain med after a C-section or a colonoscopy. And that's fact. That is facts. Because matter of fact, I'm trying to think what they gave me when I had, because I had 3 cesareans. I had 3, y'all. I can't remember. Oh, child, I really can't remember. They might, I ain't gonna lie, they might have prescribed me a narcotic, but I don't think I took it. I don't think I took it because I have a high tolerance for pain, y'all, and I will literally take something over. Like, I take medicine if I absolutely have to. I'm that type of person. But I have a really high tolerance of pain, hence all the tattoos I have. But yeah, it takes a lot for me. So if I can avoid pain medicine, I will. But that's crazy. I don't believe that. That's a it goes by the invasiveness of the procedure. They not gonna give you. I don't see them giving her a narcotic for a surgery that's outpatient anyway. Girl, you went straight home. That girl be lying, but y'all know she gotta make it more than what it is. That it wouldn't be lying on you if she did. Okay. Let me see. That's what the doctors want to give you nowadays: ibuprofen, or they tell you Tylenol. Exactly, and they gonna tell you that for any and everything. They're going to try to avoid narcotics because there's so many people getting hooked on those pain pills. So they're gonna try to avoid it at all costs, unless they absolutely have to give you something. I get narcotics after C-sections, and she definitely didn't get them for cramping. She lying, y'all. Y'all know she lied like a rug. Okay? She lied like a rug, child. Thank you, Tennessee girl, for getting that membership. I appreciate you, my love. You said right, I had a mastectomy and they gave me tramadol. Yep. I could see that. I could see that. No, me either. I even took Midol for my pain. Why not? Because Midol works perfectly for cramps, child. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people do have really, really, really bad cramps, right? But I've never heard her say she had really bad cramps. I always heard her say that she bleed a lot. Never heard her say her cramps was out of this world. Let me see. Let me go down. Rod say I just told him to run because she doing that lot of stuff again. Listen, I think his mama probably watching. I think Miss Patricia probably over there paying attention, baby. If anybody paying attention, it's Patricia. If she gets pregnant again after procedure, she has something. She has something will be wrong with the child. Oh, oh, you talking about because of the procedure? Um, Michelle say Percocet. I had 3 sections too. Yep, it was something. I just remember not taking it. I remember they gave me something, but I didn't take the child. I think I had pain medicine when I was in the hospital, and that's it. Once I got home, baby, no ma'am. We don't do that. We don't do it. I need to be well alert and up for my chin. Because I feel like that pain medicine puts you in another world. I don't like not having control of my body. I don't like that feeling. Discussion board said I had to get C-section. I got narcotics, but that was 25 years ago. Oh yeah, that's a long time ago. Nazi say they gave me perks after my C-section, and I could see it, y'all, because it's a cesarean. Like you literally having your body is getting cut on, but an ablation, no, they not making no incision. They lit like child. Bye. She lying. She's lying, y'all. Let me finish this, and then we're gonna go back to Google for a little bit before we get off here because we're almost at 2 hours.
And then,
Go back.
all right, y'all. So I promised I would update y'all on my journey. So as of yesterday, I had the procedure, which is hydrothermal ablation. There are different types of ablations. So if I was you, I would research them before. But so far, so good for me. Yesterday was the worst. The pain was extremely bad. A lot of cramping, worst cramps ever. They prescribed me oxycodone and ibuprofen, which yesterday I just kept using the oxycodone. And then today I just started using Heal. However, it did help with making me dizzy and sleepy. I don't feel like so much pain much, but I wouldn't know because it made me go sleep. So I don't know if it really helped with the pain or not. But anywho, I started ibuprofen this morning, and that's just what I've been using. I just want
That girl be lying her ass off. That don't make it. Why would you? And not just that, you an influencer. You got millions of people watching you. So, and a lot of these people take what she say as gold. Like, why not be completely honest, especially for stuff like this? Because this is a procedure that you never know how many women are considering. So, for you to say that it was extremely bad, painful, the worst cramps I ever had. If y'all notice, anytime she gets something done, it's the worst. Like it's always the worst. Child. Then to say they gave you narcotics is even crazier. Oh Lord. Okay. I just don't see it. Like she'd have like I said, she gotta prove me wrong. She had to prove me wrong, baby. I don't believe nothing she said at this point. So let's go back to old faithful Google, right? Let's go back, run them back real quick. Let me see different medical preparations, separate informed consent, not substitute. What's it? Oh my God. Hold on, y'all. All right, hold on. Let me see your options if you change your mind. Let's see, cancel, reschedule. Okay, let's go to procedure side effects and recovery. Some methods like, okay, what is this? Uterus ablation. Okay, that's not the same one. Hold on, y'all. Girl. Um, okay. Major, no. Minimally invasive. Are you awake? Hold up. Recovery. Okay, let me click on this. Let's click on clevelandclinic.org. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Heat, cold are different types of energy. Okay, let's go down. Hold up, y'all. Okay, it says after ablation, you may have no bleeding, less bleeding, or no change in how much you bleed during your periods. That's crazy, y'all. Imagine having a procedure done and it's not even a guarantee that it's gonna stop the bleed. That is that is crazy. That is crazy. I gotta have some type of guarantee if I'm gonna undergo something. Like if I'm gonna do something to my body, I need some type of result. Well, at least some type of guaranteed result. Okay, let me see. Hold up. What conditions does ablation treat? Oh, hold on. So it says ablation treats heavy menstrual bleeding when medications don't help. If you may be a candidate for ablation if you're sure you don't want to get pregnant in the future. Pregnancy after the procedure is unlikely, but it can happen. If it does, there are risks of miscarriage and other complications. That's what somebody was saying in the comments. Shout out to the person who said that. That something could be wrong if she was to get pregnant, wrong with the baby, she was to get pregnant after this procedure. You should also use birth control until menopause to avoid the chances of getting pregnant. So they recommending birth control even with an ablation, y'all. Wow. Okay, hold on. Treatment. Okay, what happens before? Let me go down. I need the afters. I need the afters. It says what happens during ablation. You can have an ablation in your provider's office or a surgical center. You'll situate yourself on an exam table as if you're having a pelvic exam. Your provider may give you medicine about an hour before the ablation to help manage any discomfort after the procedure. Depending on the type of ablation, your provider may numb your pelvic area and give you sedatives so you don't feel any pain or discomfort, depending on what type. Um, During intrametrial ablation, your healthcare provider inserts a delicate wand-like device into your. This device goes through your cervix and into your uterus where it can reach the lining. Depending on the type of endometrial ablation, the device sends energy, heat, or cold to destroy part of the lining. The technology makes things quick and it'll be over before you know. Excuse me, before you know it. All right. And they got different ones, y'all. They have one called radio frequency energy, and they have one called cryoablation, and then in parentheses they're freezing with probe. Then they have one with heated fluid. That's the one she did, the one with heated fluid. Then there's one with a heated balloon. Then there's a microwave energy, and then there's electrosurgery with roller ball tip microscope. So she did the one with heated fluids. Which one that one, you know what? That one is the one that don't even go all the way up. Because they showing like the models of it. They showing the pictures to show you the procedure. That one look like it's the least invasive out of all six of them. Let me see. Hold on. Let's go down. Heated fluid, hydrothermal. That's the one she have because that's what she put on her video. It says your provider uses a hysteroscope and then it says thin lighted tube to remove hot water vapor. I mean, to move, my bad, hot water vapor into your uterus. The vapor is warm enough to destroy your uterine lining. The process takes about 10 minutes. Okay, that's it. A 10-minute procedure, y'all. It says, are you put to sleep for endometrial ablation? No, in most cases, general anesthesia or being asleep isn't necessary for the ablation. Your healthcare provider can go over your options for pain relief during and after ablation, endometrial ablation. Let me see. How painful is endometrial ablation? It says you may feel discomfort and light cramping during the procedure, but your healthcare provider will do what they can to keep you comfortable. That's during, y'all. Okay. How long does it take? Let's see. Endometrial ablation is relatively quick, depending on the method your provider uses. You can expect the procedure to last anywhere between 3 to 10 minutes. Hold on. What happens after endometrial ablation? This is the part that I was looking for. It says pay close attention to your body. You'll probably notice some changes after you had an ablation. These are normal side effects and not a cause for worry. It says one, you may feel a little nauseated. May, emphasis on the may, y'all, because these are just some causes if you have them. Everybody different. And then it says you may have to pee more on the first day after the procedure. Then it says you may have period like cramps for 1 to 3 days after. May. And it also says you may have light bleeding or pink watery discharge for a few weeks. It's usually heaviest 48 to 72 hours after the procedure. And then it says your healthcare provider will go over specific aftercare instructions with you. In most cases, they'll ask you to avoid SEX and using tampons for a few days. Most people are back to their usual activities within 48 hours. Wow. Risk benefits. What are the benefits? Okay, we don't need to read all of that. That's pretty much it. Hold on. It said, let me read this one. How will the ablation affect my periods? Your periods will probably be lighter than they were before, or you may no longer have a period. Be sure to monitor how heavy your periods are and how regularly they occur. Remember, it can take several months to know the full effects of the ablation. Let's see. Hold on. I want to see. Are periods worse? No. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me Google something real quick. Mhm. Mm. All right. Let me see. Oh, okay. I need to start uploading that video, y'all. Okay, I think I'm gonna get off. We had an hour and 58, which is the goal. I try not to go over 2 hours, child, because I noticed that a lot of people don't like to watch long live streams. So that's why, if y'all ever wonder why I try to keep my lives limited to 2 hours, sometimes an hour and 45. Uh, that's why. Well, that ain't the only reason why I don't like being on live long either. But that's one of the reasons, because people don't like to watch those. Imagine, it's different when you end the live and you already watching it while it's going on. Time go by fast, especially if you're doing stuff. But the odds of people watching a 4, 5, 6 hour live stream in its entirety after it's over is very unlikely. It's very unlikely for somebody to finish something like that. So that's why you don't see too many, or you see a lot of these bloggers and YouTubers breaking their videos into short clips because it's more likely for the subscribers to watch the shorter clips than the longer. Okay. So I might start doing that too. Like when I go live, I might start clipping my lives, for certain parts. That way, like how I do certain segments. If some of y'all want to watch just one part of the live, you'll be able to see it in video form, opposed to watching the live in its entirety, but you can still have that option. So I'll probably start doing that too. But yeah, y'all, I'm finna cut it here, period. And I'm gonna be uploading the video. I'm about to start uploading it now. That way I could drop that for y'all too. Okay. I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking out with your girl. I hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, you tuned in to Lou Pop, baby. She don't follow trends, she follow facts. Receipts ready, energy heavy. Let's go, let's go.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't play, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets.
Go. She don't do drama, she drop data. Scroll the page, now or later. You'll see lies get exposed and the fake get froze like refrigerators. Name ring bells like second line. Speak real, no need to lie. She from the south with a strong survivor. Snakes don't make it out alive.
L-U-P-A-C, ain't no faking on the screen. Call a judge, call a jury, she deliver with that heat. You won't clap, but she got truth. No sugar in her speech. Independent, bold and real, this Lupac baby. Capiche?
They scrolling, she exposing. They trolling, she compose. See, Lupac don't just react, she decode what's not disclosed. From screenshots to timelines, receipts in real time. You playing checkers, she playing chess. Every move defined, got that hustle in her bones. No cosign built her own. Views go up when she speak up. This platform here a throne.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't bend, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall